and welcome to Geek-lish, the language of geek culture. I am your host, Tim Aguiar, and joining me is the Omega woman, Heidi Brabo. Heidi.
Omega.
Omega.
I'm an alpha.
Okay, it's not.
I don't know what that is. That a movie?
It is. It's that
Oh.
movie. It's that movie that Lou watches, Omega Man.
Oh, okay.
The,
With the bald guy?
Huh?
He's bald.
He's old.
Didn't
The remake was that Will Smith movie with the vampires.
Oh no, I was thinking of I thought there was Omega Man was like the guy who played in The King and I back in the day. Can't remember his name.
I don't know who that is either. I can't think. Oh,
Something Bird.
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner. Yeah.
No. No, this was that black and white movie, and then they put it in color, and the color was very weird.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you and welcome to the podcast. If you want to find out more information about our podcast, you can go to our website at www.geek-lish. We're also on Facebook at geek-lish and Twitter at geek_lish. You can also find our episodes on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Blueberry, YouTube, and Pandora.
I like the way you said Twitter. Twitter.
I find that when I listen to our episode back, there's a lot of times I sound like I'm drunk. I just slur my words into each other.
So this time you overcompensated for
yeah,
it?
because like you...
Because that doesn't make you sound more drunk.
I know. But you know, like when you're trying to do the opening and you're like, I can't do it now, I'm self-conscious. I kind of did that to myself. I'm like psyching myself
Twitter.
I'm
not drunk.
That's like my mom called me one time and she said, I was in New Orleans with Lou.
Nolans.
And I was drunk. And she's like,
Fitting.
Are you drunk? I said, I am not. She said, You are.
You are. When
You
you
are.
over your T's,
Yeah.
you overemphasize those T's, you are
Ooh,
drunk.
I was flying.
Soaring. Spit take.
I was not ready for that.
I'm sorry, spit take for Heidi out there.
All right.
Yeah, my intro was a bit of a crash and burn, which is fitting because we're in the apocalypse. It's fine.
Yeah, we are. I know. I was like, the other day I was thinking to myself, we shouldn't get crazy about this, but what if this is how it starts?
It was funny. I saw a funny meme that said, I've been watching The Walking Dead for years, and I haven't seen anybody fight over toilet paper yet.
True. Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell's happening.
I know. Lou and I were talking about this. And, Lou's so logical about things. It's annoying sometimes.
Robotic.
When you're trying to have, like, a kind of...
Oh, like an emotional conversation?
Yeah. Emotional. Yes, that too. But also kind of a hypothetical.
Oh, yeah. You can't do
What would you do
hypothetical.
if you ran out of toilet paper?
He's very mathematical.
Yeah, he's like, we're not going to run out of toilet paper. I would be more concerned about other things before toilet paper. I said, yeah, but
What if?
if you had
What
to
would
worry,
you use?
and he goes,
It's not going to happen. We have toilet paper.
he said, but I would be more worried about other things than toilet paper. I said, I understand that.
But what if because you're overly worried about everything else, you're very lax about the toilet paper. So you're very liberal about the use of toilet paper. So you overuse the toilet paper, and now you're out of toilet paper. Now what?
I said I would have a two.
That's how you got to do it. You got to do that. You got to
I
go
would-
into his rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, I wasn't
And
going to
keep digging that hole and
yeah.
going, all right, so you're overthinking everything else, but you're not overthinking
I
the
told
toilet
him I
paper.
would
and
have
toilet
a,
paper's
I would
out.
have
What
a
now?
two rag process.
Two rag process?
Yeah, one front, one in the back, and you just wash them off
Oh, okay.
because then it's reusable.
You do have a house full of books.
Yes. Well, I'm not using this. Is the paper on these books is hard.
Just saying.
But Lou's like,
It's like
"Ew."
prison toilet paper.
It's like, why would you use rag? We have toilet paper. If we, that's
He doesn't stop it.
it had to stop.
There's a moment where you got to be like, I'm just gonna stop talking to you. Because,
You know what? I wonder if that's why he does it. Maybe she'll stop talking.
oh my god, maybe you know what? Call his bluff and just he's gonna
going.
hear this now. Now he knows. Now he knows the ploy. But call his bluff and just keep talking to him. Just keep going and see
It's up
who
to you, Lou.
see who cracks.
How do you want to play this game?
You want to keep talking? You're not breaking me today. I know you're good. Just keep going.
I
So
do that to him sometimes. I'll go, nope, I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not.
it's like, all
He
right,
laughs. He thinks it's funny.
mark one for me.
He breaks me sometimes, especially before I have coffee. If I'm about to drink my coffee and he's messing with me, I go, no, I can't right now. I can't.
Please no, stop.
I don't have the power or strength. I just can't.
Drink your coffee, become She-Ra. Okay, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Oliver, I love you. Got to talk to my buddy Oliver. I love you, buddy. Good night. Sweet dreams. Be good for mama or me, depending on who's laying with you
Yeah.
while you're listening to this. Most likely me. Be good for me. And good night, and I love you. Enjoy the next 10 minutes of the episode.
I think we've already cussed a little bit.
Have we?
I think so, yeah.
Crap. No, well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
So what's in the news, Tim?
Corona.
Oh my God.
My Corona.
The zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, the apocalypse is upon us, folks. E3, America's biggest video game conference, is canceled because of coronavirus.
No.
Oh no, not E3.
Geeks around the world. No.
Oh no. So according to CNN Business, in a story by Shannon Liao, she writes, E3, America's biggest video game conference, has been canceled because of coronavirus concerns. Its organizers announced Wednesday, which was about a week ago, of filming this episode. So after careful consultation, I don't know why it didn't say consideration, with our member companies regarding the health and safety of everyone in our industry, we have made the difficult decision to cancel E3 2020. The Entertainment Software Association said in a press conference following increased and overwhelming concerns about the COVID-19 virus, we felt this was the best way to proceed during such an unprecedented global situation, which was a good idea.
Yeah, because that would be just a big petri dish.
Oh my God. I mean, to be fair, nerd conventions are already a petri dish.
Yes.
There's something called nerd flu, and if you go to a convention, you're most likely always going to leave, like, especially if you're there for like the weekend, you're leaving not feeling great. You might have a headache, you might have a bit of a fever, some sniffly nose. Germs are being passed around very quickly at conventions, at any convention. I mean, specifically nerd conventions, but they're, because there's always an abundance of people there.
And it's not just people in close contact. Everybody's touching everything. And and you do not see people walking around touching something and then putting antibiotics gel on their hands before they touch something else.
No one's doing that.
They're rubbing their faces, they're rubbing their noses, they're
like, oh, how much is this thing? It's too much money. I'm going to put it back, and then wipe their nose again, then walk away, and then somebody else grabs that same box of, whatever the hell, and it's like, oh, how much is this? Oh, it's too much. I don't want that there either. It's like, so, I mean, I guess the moral of the story is don't overprice your things. So that way the first time somebody looks at it, they go, that's a cheap price. I'm going to buy this.
You could save the world.
You could save the world. Stop being an asshole and make your shit cheaper.
Yeah, stop being greedy. You're killing everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Greed kills.
Greed kills.
I guess it's the moral of this story, folks. It's the moral of the coronavirus.
Greed kills.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay, you know the song. Okay.
I know the song. I know where you're going.
All right, good.
It was the tone of the song that I got. So the association said it would reach out to attendees about full refunds for the show, which was scheduled for June. And it will work on providing an online method to share industry announcements, which a few companies are already doing. So E3, which stands for the Electronic Entertainment Expo, has been held in Los Angeles since 1995 after gaming companies wanted their own space outside of the tech industry's Consumer Electronics Show, CES, which was really, it wasn't, E3 is specifically gaming.
Well, and
CES
I think gaming definitely needs its own thing.
Yeah, and CES is very,
It's gadgety.
Basic gadgety and electronics. They did have some gaming stuff there, but it was mostly gadgety and stuff like that. So having E3 its own thing was always a good idea. Regardless, Comic-Con does it, stuff like that. Yeah. So gaming companies including Microsoft, Bethesda, Capcom, and more attend E3 each year to tease upcoming releases and sometimes new hardware. Sometimes they also lie about their new releases and hardware. I'm looking at you, Bethesda. And more. At last year's E3, Microsoft unveiled its plans for a new Xbox console nicknamed Project Scarlet, which was a terrible name. Its official name, Xbox Series X, which is okay, was revealed in December at the Game Awards. Square Enix teased a new Marvel's Avengers game, and Electronics Arts, EA, showed gameplay for the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which was actually pretty good. I recommend it. Ubisoft, a French company behind Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs games, said it would explore options for a digital announcement on the news it had planned. While we're disappointed, we fully support the ESA's decision to cancel E3 2020, it said in a statement.
Yeah, I think that's a smart gig to do.
Because canceling it is just...
We don't know how long this is going to go on. I mean, technically, the first case happened in November.
Right.
So this has been going on November, December, 5 months now. I mean, it's been building.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say to this virus, I know that we were going to talk about it possibly at the end, but this is a good time to put it in there, is people need to be cautious and be mindful of what they're doing and what they're not doing. Wash your damn hands, people, after you use the bathroom. Seriously. You know how many people don't do that at work? It's really gross.
It's disgusting.
So wash your hands, be mindful of what you're touching. Don't touch your face after you've touched something and you don't have anything to clean your hands. And stay away from groups of people that may be very susceptible to having severe symptoms, because you can get this and have a normal cold kind of situation
Yeah.
and be fine and survive. People who tend to not are people over, I thought it was over 60, but now somebody said over 80.
I feel like if it's usually like children and the elderly
Well, it's people
always get affected the worst.
But this time it's people over a certain age and people with chronic health issues.
Right, yes. Right, I
So-
think respiratory issues they
yeah,
said
especially-
specifically.
Yeah. So just be mindful, but stop acting like this is the Armageddon.
Yeah.
Don't go out and hoard toilet paper and bleach and masks and everything else, because what you're doing is you're keeping that from people who need it and can't get it because you have it, and they're going to get sick and make you sick anyways because you kept everything that they couldn't get hold of. So let's share, because we're all in this petri dish together called Earth. So just be careful and mindful. Don't lose your mind over it, please. It is not The Walking Dead.
It's I mean, it's a big deal, but like it's not
the plague.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, as far as we know.
We just have to make it through it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jeez. But Xbox head Phil Spencer tweeted on Wednesday that Xbox would hold a digital event with more details to follow. A growing number of events have been canceled because of the coronavirus, including South by Southwest, Coachella, and Mobile World Congress. Game companies have had a tougher time networking as the Game Developer Conference planned for San Francisco in March was also canceled. E3 has struggled to stay relevant in recent years, and some industry observers believe the cancellation this year won't help. I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
It is obviously the wiser decision, but unlike GDC and some of the other conferences, it will be more difficult for E3 to recover, said Joost van Drunen, founder of video game investment firm New Broekelen. As a conference, it has been suffering disproportionately for years, now due to a lack of mobile content and the accelerating pace with which major game makers have been canceling their participation. Sony, which had attended the conference every year since its inception, announced it would pull out of E3 last year for the first time. It also declined to attend this year. So they were already not going to be there for 2 years. So that's one. That's another.
You talked about this too, the decline of E3.
Yeah, and Jeff Keighley, who hosts the Game Awards in Los Angeles and Gamescom in Germany, announced in February he was pulling out, saying that companies, including Sony, not attending had affected his decision. Other companies like Valve, which made Dota and runs the PC game store Steam, Activision Blizzard, which runs its own separate event in November, and Riot Games, the maker of League of Legends, notably do not attend E3. Because, I mean, Blizzard has BlizzCon. They have their own convention.
I think that's the way a lot of places are going to go. They're going to do
Maybe
their
not
online thing.
Yeah. I see them doing more their own. I mean, having your own convention, it's expensive.
Yeah,
but doing your own.
But you know what they could do, which would be really kind of cool, is they could do like a VR convention.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. They can. And E3, if they were smart, they could still do.
They could still have an E3, just have it.
A VR.
Like a VR experience.
Now, obviously, only people with VRs could attend it.
Mm-hmm.
But they could have an online thing where you could view it through a streaming service, too.
Right.
So
like a first-person kind of view of it. Yeah.
But I think that would be kind of a cool thing. And E3, if they want to be relevant, they need to start looking at doing things like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. They have to be more. It is kind of funny that a conference that promotes innovation is not innovative.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at all these companies showing all these new technologies and new games and developing new ideas and new platforms and all these things. And it's like, what has E3 changed? We allowed people to come in. It's like, that's not a big enough change, guys.
What?
Yeah, we used to just be like a news conference, and now we've allowed fans and customers who buy these games to come and view it. It's like, cool. Anything else? We got to do more. Yes.
You got to change it up all the time.
You got to change or else you're just
if you're dying off, which they have been for a while.
But I feel like. I think it was one of these. I think E3 was one of those things where you didn't notice how quickly they were dying off until certain things started happening. Like Nintendo stopped showing up, Sony stopped showing up, and it's like there's two big game guys not showing up. Blizzard doesn't go there anymore. Valve doesn't show up anymore. It's like certain big game companies don't show up anymore. It's like, your place is starting to get empty.
Yeah, you have to start looking at that and going,
And it's
what's
like, yeah,
happening here?
like Nintendo's doing their own conference on YouTube, like on their own website.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, look at it. Here's all of the games we're showing. And then throughout we'll show some gameplay for each one and talk about it. It's like, that's the future of it now.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot cheaper to just be at your office that you're going to be at anyway and to just show these off or to just show off your game trailers. Because that's really what E3 is. E3 is just you're going to watch game trailers. That's really all it is. And it's like, oh, look at this awesome new thing. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty much an overblown version of going to the movies and watching the 10 minutes of trailers before the movie starts.
Yeah.
It's 3 days of that.
I think they have to do something to change it up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Sony has made a decision to do more consumer-related events, but in terms of the audience we have to reach, it's still one that's eager to see the new news is the video game industry. We were excited about what E3 2020 is going to bring. Stanley Pierre-Louis, ESA's CEO, told CNN Business in late January. Well, she's not going to show anything now.
Yeah.
Last year, E3 drew fire for accidentally leaving journalists' information in public view,
we
which was
talked
another
about
thing
that.
we talked about,
Yeah.
including their home addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers. Although E3 took down the information, it was already being circulated on internet forums. Pierre-Louis said in January, "We know we've got a lot to do to earn back the trust of our media partners, and we're going to be striving to do that." He added that the association was taking more precautions and would stop obtaining journalists' home addresses. Okay, that's cool, but I think
It's really
I
hard
think
to right that ship when you've screwed up that bad.
yeah, I think that this is one of those things where I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, you need to.
And you're not, I don't know, like if I was a game journalist, like a professional game journalist who went to E3 and got my stuff released, I'd be very tentative about showing up again.
Yeah. The thing is when you do something like that, when you kind of screw up that bad, you're not going to fix that damage. What you have to do is make your event or your business or whatever it is so awesome that people put that aside just to be a part of it.
Yeah.
They put aside the fact that you screwed up so bad.
Yeah. And
if you keep trying to fix the screw up that you did, then all people do is think of the screw up.
They keep, you're just reminding people of the screw up.
Yeah,
and
they got to get past that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's also the fact that E3 and a lot of insiders and a lot of YouTubers and journalists and podcasters like us, I think we see the writing on the wall that E3 is kind of on its last legs. I think it's dead. I honestly think E3 will be dead soon.
Yeah.
because Sony and Nintendo don't show up, and now Xbox is like, well, we'll just show our stuff on media. We'll just do that. We'll do what Sony and Nintendo did. And it's like, okay, so now
There's
next year, there's a benefit for them to just do that.
Mm-hmm.
But now next year, when if E3 does come back, who's to say Xbox is just going to be like, oh, you know what? We're just going to stay home. We're just going to do what we did last year. Because that worked out perfectly for us.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is when you let these other companies find are even looking at other options to promote their new games because they don't see the benefit of your event.
Yeah.
That's when you're in trouble.
Right. The only real good benefit of an event like E3 is if you have something that people can get their hands on, then you can have your booth. You can have a booth open and people can play the games.
Yep.
For however 20 minutes at a time or an hour at a time or whatever the hell like that. And at PAX East, which lucky enough for them, they were actually able to have, and they were up in Boston. They were actually able to have companies be there. Nintendo was there, and other companies were there showing off games. And I think that's the only real positive benefit as a company to attending E3. Like if you don't have a demo, don't show up.
Yeah. Because
especially nowadays, every game trailer you show is a cinematic CGI trailer, and 50, 60, 70% of the time, it is not what the game looks like.
It's not gameplay, no.
It's not. If it's not gameplay, and a lot of people have even said, if it's not gameplay, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because I don't want to see this cool cinematic of...
And it's not that at all.
And it's not, like, the cinematic, the guy is doing all these things that I can't even do in the video game.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell's the point of even showing it to me for?
Yeah, I think that's where you get a lot of
You get a lot, yeah, you get a lot of that stuff, and it's like, that's a cool trailer, but
It's not real.
Yeah, you're at a conference to show off your game. Show it off.
Yeah.
This isn't a Pixar event.
Yeah,
I don't want to see a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
I want to see, although I do want to see a Pixar movie, but I don't, not right now.
Yeah.
I want to see the game. And if you have a demo, if you have something to play, that's when you go to E3, that's when you go to those game conferences to show that off, to say, hey, here, play some of this game, get your hands on it and see how you like it, and then give us feedback. That's the best part of it. But if you don't have that, if you're just going to show trailers on trailers on trailers, stay fucking home.
Well,
show that shit on YouTube.
That, and if gaming companies are not going and they do have games they want to try out,
Yeah,
and they're willing to do it online to get feedback, that means your events are really in trouble.
that's also,
it's not
yeah,
even a benefit for that.
because it's not, because it's it'd probably be cheaper just to release the demo on the system,
Yeah.
just to really say because years ago there used to be for the kids out there used to be a thing called demos. Where you would get a gaming magazine. A magazine is a thin book that's
Made of paper.
Which
comes from trees.
which is also dying.
Yeah.
They and in them are pictures and advertisements of things that it's a quick little read. Usually you read on the toilet.
Or Tim does.
Or a lot of people do, Heidi.
Okay.
Not just me. Actually, I don't like reading on the toilet. But yeah, and sometimes these gaming magazines came with a demo disc that you would put in your system, and it came with 3, 4, 5 short 10-minute demos. And as a kid whose parents didn't always buy you the video game you wanted, you played that demo, which was always the same level. You mastered that level.
Yeah.
So by the time you got the game and you played that level, you went through that level within seconds. And then the rest of the game was impossibly hard because you haven't played any of it. It's like, shit, I don't remember this happening in the demo. Oh, shit, that's right. I only played the first fucking level. But bring those back. Why can't, Sony just released recently the new Final Fantasy VII demo, which was they released a demo? And I played the demo, and I was frothing at the mouth of how I'm so much more excited for that game now because I've played the demo that I was just watching the trailers, even watching the game footage. Because it's like, oh, that's really cool. But when you get your hands on it, you want more. It's a crack addiction.
Well, because gamers want to game.
Exactly, Heidi. Thank you.
They want to game. They don't want to watch. They want to game.
Yes, gamers want to game. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know why that popped right in my head.
It really, yeah. I knew exactly who started it. I'm like, oh, he's going T-Swift.
He's going to go T-Swift. I know he did it. And he did it. But it's like, just do that. Do more of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
they don't do that as often. Nintendo
No.
does it sometimes. Sony does it rarely. They've been doing it less and less. I don't know. I don't have an Xbox. I don't know how Xbox is doing it. They probably have a demo every so often. But it's like, if you have a game that you're waiting for, especially now that E3 potentially is on its last leg, potentially could no longer exist, and things like this where it might just be cheaper just to release it out there. Release the demo.
Yeah.
Hey, try this, you've done demos before. Just do them again.
I don't see why they couldn't do so many megabyte download or.
Yeah, it's always a quick little download. It's one level, and at the end of the demo, it always prompts you. Do you want to buy the game now?
Yeah.
And you click on that link. It brings you right into the store that you got the demo from, and you can download it. You can pay for it and download it from there, and now you have the game. It's like, just do that.
I don't know why people don't do that more. I mean, especially, it kind of surprises me, and I'm probably going to stereotype quite a bit here, but it's just easier and quicker to do. Geeks and nerds out in the world tend to be a little bit antisocial.
Okay.
Except when they're playing video games online.
That's usually true.
So
would that be? Is it a stereotype?
I don't.
Is it a stereotype if it's true?
Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that a stereotype necessarily has to be true or untrue. It's just is kind of bunching a bunch of people together.
The majority of nerds and geeks are like that.
So it kind of astounding to me that demos aren't a bigger thing, because it seems to me like less people would want to go to these conventions.
Right, because as somebody who's antisocial who doesn't, I mean, it's one of those things too where it's like you go to those game conventions and you can be yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody's there because everybody's there because they all love the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why you go to an anime convention, you go to a comic book convention, you go to a gaming convention. Especially that's when you see people dressed up in costumes and you know, cosplay and just nerding the fuck out.
But my point is, it's like if you go somewhere, it's usually you're there for the same reason.
Right.
You're there for the same purpose. Maybe not for the same game or the same genre.
But you're there because you love games.
Yeah.
Or you're there because you love the thing that the convention has.
Yeah, exactly.
Comic books,
so
anime, video games, movies, whatever the fuck it is.
Even though I'm a very extrovert kind of person, I don't like being around people.
Right, that's because you hate people.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I don't know what that. Yeah.
I do, because people are just horrible. They're just horrible.
You don't have patience for people.
I don't.
That's the reason why you don't go to those things.
My chosen people, like you're one of my chosen.
Right.
Lou's one of my chosen.
But you've gone to those conventions before.
I have.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed the stuff there.
Right.
And all that, but there was just too many people, which really made me.
No, I get that too.
Anxious.
When you can't even walk in between the people, that's when it gets too much.
When we went to the convention, there were so many damn people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
we couldn't even walk. I hated that. And
it wasn't
the way
fun.
They had it set up was not good.
No, it wasn't fun. It was too many people. It was overcrowded. I didn't like it at all. I'll never go to that one again.
And also,
Providence Comic Con, Rhode Island Comic Con.
Rhode Island Comic Con.
You know what I mean?
It was driving me crazy. It probably wouldn't have if there were so many people there.
Right, and because you're on top of everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's on top of you, and it's just like.
And it wasn't.
You can't walk anywhere, and it's just like you got to shuffle through everybody. It's
I couldn't
a fucking
enjoy
pain in the
it
ass.
at all. So
no, yeah.
And I would rather not go to something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm an extrovert kind of person.
Yeah.
Which I will talk to people if I must.
Right.
But for people,
if I have to.
But for people who are introverts and just are not comfortable with being out with crowds and not comfortable with being in front of people,
like me,
it always boggles my mind that, especially because you're a gamer and there's a lot of people who are introverts that are gamers, a lot of people who are introverts that are gamers, and they're great gamers, that demos aren't a bigger thing, because it seems to me like gamers would want to use demos, would want to see demos more than there's a actual desire for.
Right. Yeah. I agree with that.
So I've always wondered why there's not more demos out there.
There is a market, quote unquote, for
Absolutely.
demos. Like demos should exist.
Yeah.
Like more so than they do, because they do exist, but definitely not at the level that they used to exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, demos were, you could get a demo for pretty much any game that was coming out.
Yeah.
And it was, so you could try out not every single game did this, but a lot of games did this.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they're very few and far in between.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to pay $60 for a game that I'm not going to like.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a series I've never played before. Like I've never played Final Fantasy VII. A lot of those early Final Fantasy games I never got into because of the turn-based fighting style. I didn't like.
Too complicated.
It's not even that. It's boring to me. I didn't like it. I don't like that type of fighting style. So being able to, when I saw this Final Fantasy VII remake coming out, it looked amazing. But again, it was like, but I don't know those games.
You played that on a demo.
I played the demo of it, and I was
like,
oh my god, I want this game now. This is an amazing game. Do that, guys. Make demos for people like me who don't know if they want to pay, because you just got somebody, you guaranteed at least one more person, me, is going to buy your game.
Yeah. And if events like this are not going to be anymore,
right,
demos should come back, because this is a surefire where, because I'm sorry, unless I need to get through a specific thing in a game, I will watch a gameplay. I'll watch a playthrough.
Right.
Just see how people did it to make it through something if I'm struggling and I can't get through something. But normally, I don't watch gameplays.
Right.
I don't enjoy that. I want to play the game.
Yeah.
So I think demos are a way to get people into like you possibly purchasing the game that may not have purchased it before, and 2, get people to, play the games, get more hyped about it, more excited about it.
Yeah.
Because unless events like this happen, people aren't going to watch the walkthroughs, and then you have to wait for stuff to come out on either YouTube, or a lot of times these streamers will only go on to
Twitch
or another service where you have to pay
Oh,
to see it.
yeah.
So
I forget. I don't know the name of that one.
people are going to, if they don't have things like that, or like events like E3 or demos that people can download, this is going to make people greedier to where they do this kind of stuff.
Okay,
if you want to see this playthrough, or you want to see this gameplay, you have to go here. And it's kind of going to be where people feel more disheartened. Patreon. People are going to feel more disheartened and not want to do it, where these gaming companies, all the money they spend on advertising and going to E3 and other events, if they just do demos.
Yeah. It's also expensive to go to E3. Like, as a consumer,
yeah,
because it's in California, first off. I live in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay? So the plane ticket alone, and because I'm not going to go for one day. That would be stupid. I would go for the weekend.
So you need a hotel, you need
a car. I would need a hotel. Maybe not a car, but
you could Uber.
Yeah, I would Uber, but if I'm far enough away. But because if I get a hotel next to the convention center, it's even more fucking money, because the hotels are like, they upcharge you like a son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And just the tickets to get into the event are hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Just to get into E3, it's hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So all that money, so it's like, just give me the goddamn free demo, dude.
Yeah.
Because then you're guaranteed, because there's no guarantee that I'm even going to go there to sit in your conference and watch your video. You know what I mean? I'm sitting at home watching it in my PJs on YouTube anyway.
I know.
Let's be honest.
I'm going to save all that money.
I'm going to save all that money, and then I might not even buy your game. So it's a loss to you exponentially.
Well, yeah,
and it's a gain for me, because I still got to see your stupid video that you're showing at E3, and I don't even have to fucking buy your game.
Well, and the thing is you are a typical consumer.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of people like you in the same situation like you. So it's not like you're a special circumstance where they're like, well, we don't have to worry about him. You are the consumer. You are the face
majority of people, of consumers, are like me, who don't have the money to fly to fucking California, get a hotel, pay for an Uber to get to your convention, pay the $200 to get into the goddamn event, and to
overpriced food,
overpriced drinks, wait in line for hours just for the one game I want to play, and waste my entire day waiting to get in line. By the time I get to the front of the line, they go, "Oh well, we're actually packing up, and we're closed for the day for this booth." And it's like, what the fuck? I waited in line for 2 hours for the 2 or 3, 4 hours for this goddamn thing.
Worst case scenario in your little stories for yourself. They're like Armageddon happens.
Because those are the things that happen.
Yeah.
You wait in line for hours and hours and hours, and then there is that possibility of, did you sign up for a scheduled demo playthrough? No? Then you have to wait another few hours, because this line is only for people who pre-registered for the event. If you didn't pre-register, you have to wait until these 500 people are done playing the hour that they wanted to play, and it's like, we only have so many booths. Like, fuck! I'm only here for 3 days. I just want to play Animal Crossing. Let's bring it back to the point.
They don't advertise well on what needs to happen, and you could potentially get to the beginning of the line, and then they say to you, "Oh, sorry, too bad."
Yeah, you didn't pre-register. Yeah, sorry. I'm like, there were no signs that said that. It's like,
so.
Oh yeah, you were
worst case scenario, these events are not always.
They're not worth the price to get in.
No.
They're not worth the time that you're waiting.
Didn't we pay like $90 to get in?
Yes, we paid a lot of money to get in there. That's why, like that, like one of the only conventions I would still go to is the ones in Boston. Like the Boston Anime Convention is absolutely phenomenal. Mm-hmm. That is the only one that I like. I haven't gone to their Comic-Con. I've been to their anime convention, and it's amazing.
I'm not an anime person.
No, I mean, you don't have to be. But it's just they had 20,000 people there.
Oh, nice.
And it didn't feel like it.
Oh, that's nice.
Because the Boston Convention Center is massive.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
You would never know that you were there with 20, 50,000 goddamn people. It was a really well done, and it was like everything was spread out nicely, and it didn't feel like it because we were waiting in line, and they announced it like, we just hit the 25,000 people mark, and we were like, there's 25,000 people there.
That's that's
This-
when that's organized.
Yeah,
well.
and it's like, wow, that doesn't feel like it.
That's organized well because people
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're congested.
Yeah, but I mean, like the next time they have, because they have even the Boston Comic Con has been canceled because I think they were going to do it in a few months, and even that got canceled because of this.
Yeah.
Because of the current, and it's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So everybody's, even the little guys are canceling because it's safety concerns.
It's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, it's not just. I mean, it's not just the E3s that are struggling, but unfortunately, I think the little guys are going to be doing better once the coronavirus goes away, and E3 is going to still be limping its way back into the public eye again.
Yeah, I think
because
the little
of
guys have less damage control to do than other big places like E3.
I think so as well.
Possibly,
yeah. That's that story. So on to the next story. Speaking of digital purchases, that would have been a great idea for these people. Amazon is delaying shipments of Animal Crossing: New Horizons from Nintendo Life by Ryan Craddock. Retail giant Amazon is delaying the shipment of Animal Crossing: New Horizons pre-orders, leaving buyers without the game at launch. This game was supposed to launch on March 20th, 2020.
Ooh.
So yeah. It's let me preface this by saying people have been waiting for a new mainline Animal Crossing game for 7 years.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The one you played before was old?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The one that they made they made one that was like for like the Wii. It was like a board game. Didn't really take well. It was like, I forget the hell it was called, but it was like a carnival, whatever the hell. That one didn't take very well. And then the one on the mobile device came out recently. That one was okay. Mm-hmm. That one was a good time passer until New Horizons came out.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of satiated. You know what I mean? It's that little bit of crack that you need when you can't buy that rock. You know. When you could find a little bit of dust that like, oh, there's a little bit. Okay. That's the pocket camp.
All right.
And then you got New Horizons, and you got that rock. that Indiana Jones boulder sized rock. It's like, I want to smoke this shit for years.
We are not controlling drug use on this.
No, don't do drugs, people. I'm just saying. Animal Crossing is my crack.
It really is. He
yes.
talks a lot about this game. He's in love with this game.
If Animal Crossing was a person, if I could do like a weird science and put a bra on my head and make Animal Crossing a person, I would marry her.
Wow.
Okay. But I wouldn't, be in the shower with her with my shorts on because I'm not a pussy. Okay. I'm not a nerd.
Okay. Yeah. He's talking about making an Animal Crossing into...
Shut up, Heidi!
He's not a nerd.
That was the joke. Don't judge me. What a nerd podcast. Of course I'm a nerd. I'm not denying that at all. But it's a challenging time for everyone at the moment. Challenging in the sense that COVID-19 is kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
But including retailers who are struggling to keep up with sudden spikes in demand. And we're hearing more and more reports of delivery delays. Most of these reports appear to be coming from the U.S., with most deliveries now being pushed back until next Tuesday, which is, all right, it's not the end of the world.
No.
But God, it sucks. It's a real annoing thing to deal with.
Here's the thing. It's hard for me to defend Amazon because I have such a love-hate relationship with it.
I think a lot of people do.
I hate Bezos, like with a passion.
I think a lot of people do.
And I hate that they are the way they treat their employees. But
yeah,
I love the convenience. And to be honest, Lou and I buy almost everything we possibly can from Amazon because then I don't have to go outside because we just talked about how I don't like people.
Yeah.
And
I feel like those go hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly. So, but in this instance, this is an unforeseen thing.
Right,
that
yes.
nobody can help.
Yeah.
And
it isn't anybody's fault.
It's not Amazon's fault that they can't get this stuff out.
Yeah.
It's really not anybody's fault anywhere that's having issues getting anything to anybody because, some people who are working in the industry of transporting packaging have heightened health risks and are unable to do their job because they cannot be exposed.
Right.
So you
yes.
have less people working in the workforce. You have some states mandating that people stay home.
Yeah.
You have
Some
other
states,
states that have curfews. You actually have
mandatory curfews.
Yeah, and you actually have one section in New York somewhere. I think it's in New York where it's the military there.
I think it's New York. Yeah.
And
I know all of California is on lockdown.
yeah,
California is a large state, and it's not just Los
one
Angeles.
Of the biggest states.
It's California.
So this is a serious thing that
Yeah.
is affecting our country and every country around the world.
Yeah, Italy is in lockdown.
Italy's having a lot of problems. But the point is things are going to move slower. People need to be patient and
Yeah.
understand that we do live in a world of instant gratification.
Mm.
But I think what this is teaching humanity is y'all need to be humble. Seriously.
You only need some humble pie.
You need to calm down. You need
Get some whipped cream from the fridge. Put that shit on your humble pie.
yeah, and you need to chill. Because things are going to take time. You know, things are going to happen slowly.
Take a chillaxative. Really?
You're just riding this train. Chillaxative.
Just calm down, people.
Chill out. So I don't blame Amazon for this.
No,
but there's gonna be people
there
who
are
do.
people, but from a lot of the things that I've read, I'm not really seeing anybody going like, "Oh, fuck Amazon! Amazon's bullshit. This sucks."
Oh, that's
a lot of people are just like, "This sucks! Like, I want my
Yeah.
game. Like, this the
Especially
situation
if you can't leave
sucks."
the house.
Yes, the
You really wanna
situation
play.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially because a lot of people are quarantining themselves,
Yeah.
or are on forceful quarantine,
Yep.
like California, and it's like, I wanted to play a game. Especially if you're a gamer, if you're somebody who likes playing video games, and it's like, this was a perfect time for this coronavirus to hit because I have a reason to not go to work and play Animal Crossing
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I can't because Amazon's not shipping my copy that I bought.
However, you can still play it. You can still get it.
Oh yeah, you can still get it. It's just the Amazon is not shipping them right now.
They're not shipping a hard copy.
They're not shipping. Yes, as far as I know, Amazon only does the hard copy stuff. I don't know if they do any of the digital stuff. But one person tweeted their email from Amazon saying, "Hello, we're sorry to inform you that the release date for the item below has changed. The delivery date is indicated below. We apologize for the inconvenience." And it was dated to like the week after. So people are having to wait about a week for their copy to come. It might even be longer because you can't. There's no knowing
Yeah.
when this is going to happen. So earlier this week, Amazon revealed that it was preventing sellers from sending non-essential items to its UK and US warehouses until 5th of April, telling the BBC that it was temporarily prioritizing household staples, medical supplies, and other high-demand products.
Okay.
So, which
That makes sense.
makes a lot of sense.
That
Because it's like,
seems-
all right, we need to. People need medicine. People need medical supplies. People need food. Cleaning supplies. You want a video game? Sorry,
it's not a priority.
it's not on our priority list.
And I think that's a smart thing to do.
I
Because
I
a lot of
100% agree with that stance.
Yes, because a lot of companies, when they run into these situations, have to monitor their resources
Right.
and prioritize their resources, and that's
Yeah.
a smart move by Amazon.
Yeah. So naturally, delays for products like video games are pretty understandable given the circumstances, but a quick search for Animal Crossing Amazon on Twitter brings up several disgruntled messages with every passing minute. On the flip side, well, there are those people that you just talked about.
Yep.
Some brick and mortar stores have actually been selling the game earlier than planned in a bid to combat issues further down the line, which is also a smart move.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have it in store, because a lot of stores already have them,
Yeah.
or already had them. It's, this is the 21st of March. Already had them in stores like the beginning of the week. You know what I mean? The game wasn't created and manufactured on the Thursday and then shipped on the Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
For you to then buy. This game was already made. So a lot of the stores already have it. So having these stores go, all right, stuff's happening. We're going to release the game out a day or so early. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And it also kind of cements the, oh, I trust this store because this store is run intelligently, and I know that if I go to this store, whether it's a mom and pop shop or a larger big box store, it's like, okay, I know they're going to treat this thing smartly. At least I'll be doing more business with them in the future.
Yeah, because I think if you're a shop that's, a gaming shop, and you see coming down the pipeline, we could potentially have where everybody has to self-quarantine.
Right, yeah.
Then I'm going to get these games out the door as soon as possible. One, because I want my customers to have the game to play while they're not doing anything else. And two, when you hold on to inventory that costs you. That costs you as a shop to hold on to inventory that you could potentially be getting out the door and get money for.
Right.
So it's a smart business two different ways. So I think that's a good move for them.
I think so as well. But to your point with what you were saying, you still can get this game because I got this.
Yep.
And I downloaded it because the digital copy is always going to be available.
Yeah.
And I downloaded the digital copy because that shit ain't getting delayed. And I've been playing it. So here's just a quick little review of since we're talking about Animal Crossing.
We're talking about
Since
it.
we're just talking, stop twisting my arm. All right, I'll talk about it. It's such a lovely game.
That is a good word for it. It's a lovely game.
It's a lovely game. I love it. You start off in an airport, which is weird because you're flying to a deserted island. And it's so relaxing.
Yeah.
It's calming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You get there and you're on this desert island with two other animals. I have a peacock and a horse I'm with. They're very friendly and nice. And the island is run by he's not a raccoon. It's a tanuki. The island is run by this tanuki named Tom Nook and his two nephews, Timmy and Tommy. Fucking hilarious.
Timmy and Tommy. Right.
Which are hilarious. And you run an island and you collect wood and you can craft things and you fish and there's no storyline. There isn't like there's these little kind of I don't want to call them missions, but they're like just little things that you have to do.
Little tasks.
Little tasks, thank you. And you just go around and you just maintain your island and you take care of it. You clean up the weeds and you can go to other islands and just chill out. And it's just it's a collecting game. You're collecting fish, you're collecting bugs, you're collecting furniture for your house that you get. And I owe $98,000 on a house that I have. And you have to pay that raccoon back, or he will come looking.
Come breaking some
he
legs.
He will come knocking. Timmy and Tommy will be breaking some fucking legs. These raccoons are Italian, apparently. But it's I can't tell you the smile I had when I first turned the game on was such a huge smile that I had. I have now, but. It was just it's such a charming game and it's so fun and it's adorable and it's so fucking cool and it's so relaxing and it's especially like now in the world we live in and the craziness. It's so nice to literally be transported to your own deserted island.
Yeah, and to have a little bit of just
you have
happy.
Yeah, you have your own happy island that's cut out for you and it's yours and you can customize things and I even made my own design and I put the Geek-lish globe.
Oh, really?
And I'm going to start putting it on T-shirts and other stuff. And I'm going to make it my town flag. And it's just so cool that you can do things like that. And you can craft things and you can craft your own furniture and you can craft tools. And it's just...
That is cute.
And like waiting 7 years for this game... Waiting 7 years for a good mainline game because I think the last mainline one was I want to say it was New Leaf and it was for the DS. It was for the handheld and that was a fine game. But like man, and it's so pretty and it's just so colorful and so vibrant and it's man, I just love it. I love it. I love it. It's literally my own piece of paradise and I could not recommend it. If you have a Nintendo and like you need an escape
because you can turn off your brain and just
you literally turn off your brain and just like talk to your animals and just clean your island, collect some wood, hit some rocks, catch some fish.
And if the music and everything gets on your nerves, just turn it down and turn on some Gunship.
I know that sounds like a complete oxymoron because Gunship sounds very aggressive. It's not.
Man.
It's 80s nostalgia goodness.
And it's not even 80s though.
No,
it's like symphonic. I don't even know how to explain it. It's good.
It is really good. Yeah, Heidi had recommended that to me, and I went to a rabbit hole of the music videos on YouTube, and it's just
I love it.
Gunship. And
if you like 80s, it just reminds me of Miami Vice, a lot of it.
So yeah, some of the songs it's got a very like 80s movie soundtrack feel to them.
And it's so relaxing.
Some of the songs really are, and it's even some of like the intense ones.
Yeah.
Are still weirdly relaxing.
It's weird because you'll watch the videos and you're like, those seem aggressive.
Yeah,
those
like
videos,
these
but
videos
then you listen
are
to the music and you're
especially like the one with the cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Seems super aggressive.
Yeah.
But
when
the
you listen
music
to
behind it is like
it's really
so
relaxing.
fucking calming and
I know.
actually really nice, and but they work together in a weird way.
Yeah, they really do.
Like they don't offset each other. It's like you can watch the video and go, wow, this is a weirdly aggressive claymation video, but the music is so nice.
I know. I just love it. I got turned on to it by
Yeah.
a YouTuber. She's not just YouTube.
No, she also had her own show on. We were talking about this the other
Netflix,
day.
yeah,
She had
yeah.
her own show on a cooking show on
Christine
it.
McConnell.
I believe. Yeah.
She's lovely. I really,
She's
just,
got like that 50s style to her, like
but
her hair
she's
and
like
clothes.
a
But
boss. I
oh,
freaking love her.
Yeah, just her like clothes and her hair
Yeah,
is that
yeah,
50s
yeah.
style.
Yeah.
But she's
I love that duality of her though, that she's
Yes.
very elegant looking, but then she's like,
very dark.
Okay.
Unlike some of the food she makes,
yeah,
that
and
like
then
is very
she's
dark.
tearing
and
apart furniture, redoing it. She does
Yeah.
it herself. I just think
she
that's,
woman handles that shit.
Yeah, I just love it. But
Tears it apart.
She actually said when she's doing these projects that she listens to Gunship. And
Yeah, and that's what
me
got you into it.
always wanting to hear new music, I checked them out, and as soon as I listened to them, I thought I gotta show this to Tim. And ironically,
Oh my God, yes.
I
This was
showed
very
him-
serendipitous.
It was.
in
I
my
showed
opinion.
him
It
a
was-
video, and the video was Ready Player One.
Yeah, it was Ready Player One themed. Well, it wasn't themed, but I guess what like the name of the video is Artemis and Parzival.
And it's with a 3. It's Artemis with a 3.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's very Ready Player One.
Oh yeah, it's 100% Ready Player One.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much. And I was watching the video and I was just
He was going
geeking.
crazy.
I was geeking
He
out
was going crazy. It was great.
because the music video is like kind of video gamey digital.
Yep.
It's the pixel art
yeah,
style.
it's the
and it's
top down, right?
And it's
Isn't it
well,
top-
no, it's shifted.
Okay.
There were some times where it was top down, but depending on what part of the story it was on,
Okay.
it shifted.
Yep.
But it's the entire story from the book,
It
not
was-
the movie, from the book, and the music goes with it so well.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, like this is in kind of in ways it was a better visual representation of the book than the movie was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. But
And it's I absolutely my favorite book.
check
that I've
out
read so far.
Gunship
But
because
yeah.
they're amazing. They really, really are. The point is, I love Sims. Sorry, I know EA's horrible, but I love Sims. But I can no longer listen to it.
The music,
The
yeah,
music,
yeah, yeah.
or even the wording. I don't need to know what they're saying because it's all
Well, they don't
similar
say anything.
anyways.
Yeah. Animal Crossing is the same way. The way they speak is like,
Yeah. So I turn it off and I listen to music. And
Yeah.
I was building an incredible house and I was playing Gunship on Pandora, which if you put in Gunship, it'll play all Gunship-ish music too. And seriously, I felt like I was in a casino. It was like 6 hours later. It was 1:00 in the morning.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought, oh my God, I need to go to bed. You just get lost.
Yeah.
And Animal Crossing's like one of those games. You can turn off
Yeah.
your brain.
100%.
You just play.
I
and
mean the
have-
music is cool. It is relaxing and nice. But yeah, because it's so charming. Everything has such a bright and lovely personality to it that it's just like it's so funny because on the same day Animal Crossing came out, on the other side of the spectrum, Doom Eternal came out.
Oh my God.
Which is a massively violent, you're in hell killing demons and it's a first person and there's blood everywhere. It's a completely different game.
Wow.
But what's funny is that they had a dual kind of promotion going on where the Doom guy it was like the pixel art kind of animation.
Mhm.
The Doom guy was in the Animal Crossing world.
Oh my God.
And he was like fishing and like like in like a massive like battle suit, just like relaxing fishing,
Hey, well, that's his
catching
little
bugs.
paradise.
And then and then one of the characters from Animal Crossing is there with a massive gun just
oh my God.
killing demons.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, oh, this is the fucking best.
That is.
I love
that
that
is
they did that.
seriously
I love that they did that
That's
because
somebody who's got a great sense of humor.
yeah, because they released those games on the same day.
That's hilarious.
So it was like, oh
That
man.
is so good.
Annabelle. Annabelle is she's the kind of like one of the faces of Animal Crossing. She's this like cute female dog who works at the town center, and she just kind of helps you run the town and stuff.
Oh.
And everybody loves her. She's super sweet. She became like an unlockable character in Super Smash Brothers, which is a fighting game.
Oh.
But like, yeah, she's just seeing Annabelle with a massive gun, just with kind of like, her Animal Crossing smile on her face, just
Oh, gee,
shooting
that's creepy.
fucking demons. Oh, it's very creepy
That's
because
really
like you got
creepy.
the Doom guy with the Animal Crossing music fishing, and then it with her just fucking it's the funniest thing in the.
That's great.
I'm like, oh my god, who made this? This is the funniest. Those are
hilarious.
two companies that had to talk to each other and go, "Hey, we want to
That's
make a
two
thing."
different companies?
Oh yeah, those are two
Oh.
completely different companies.
Oh, that's great.
Animal Crossing is Nintendo, and I think I don't want to say Bethesda, but I think it's Activision. I'm not 100% sure who makes Doom, but I think it is Bethesda makes Doom, and they were like, just to have these two companies be like, hey, let's make a trailer for both of our games.
That is awesome.
Like, it's one trailer for two games because they're both releasing on the same day.
Yeah, but that's gonna be when you remember. That's a trailer. You're
Yeah,
gonna...
100%, because it was so clever, it's so funny, and it's just
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal, yeah, the new Doom game, yeah.
It is Bethesda Software.
Yeah, Bethesda stuff, yeah. But yeah, it's just so funny. It's absolutely hilarious.
Because you're gonna remember. That's good marketing.
That's phenomenal
That's
marketing.
really good marketing.
But yeah, it's
I love that.
so good. But yeah, there's
Check out Animal Crossing.
check out Animal Crossing, check out Gunship.
Yes, please check out Gunship because they are so amazing.
They are
I
absolutely
freaking
amazing,
love
yeah.
them.
So Animal Crossing, I love it. I'm gonna listen to Gunship and play that shit tonight when I get home.
I'm gonna play Gunship while I'm cleaning this room.
Both of me listening to Gunship.
Yep.
Anyway, so our last story of the day is the ass hat of the week. A story from Vice, written by Patrick Klepek.
Klepek.
GameStop has no idea what to do about coronavirus.
Do they have any idea what to do about anything? They're the worst.
Yeah, GameStop is our ass out of the week.
Ugh.
Which is kind of a long time coming because I feel like they've been the ass out of the week for a lot of people for years.
So horrible.
They are but this is kind of a short story. But employees have been asked to buy their own cleaning supplies
Are you kidding me?
and reinstall demo stations after some stores took them down. So they have to do all this bullshit. In the wake of the ongoing spread of the novel coronavirus, or COVID-19, a number of retail stores have voluntarily shut down, which makes sense,
Yeah.
in an attempt to protect their workers. GameStop is not one of those companies. And according to a series of memos reviewed by Vice Games, is struggling to adapt to supply shortages and have left a number of stores without adequate cleaning supplies without any signs the company intends to close in the immediate future. According to the memo, first reported by Kotaku, GameStop is also asking employees who removed interactive demo stations paid for by major companies back in place and to clean them regularly. And only today did the company decide to suspend its famous late-night launch events where gaming fans would queue up outside to buy brand new video games, one of which was Animal Crossing. So GameStop did not respond to a request for comment by
course
Vice
they
Games.
didn't.
Why would they? You're silly, Vice. Knock it off. Which also sought clarification, among other things, on the company's sick leave policy and whether it would be altered because of coronavirus. Update. Here's an update. In a statement to Vice Games, GameStop Senior VP of Store Operations said the company is working diligently during the unprecedented time to provide our customers and associates with the safest environment possible, and reiterated many of the changes outlined in various memos. The company did not address questions about sick leave. The statement continues. Like many businesses, we are taking action to institute multiple social distancing practices in our stores, such as, then shut the fucking store down.
Having a display that multiple people are going to touch
Yeah.
this on these demos
Does
is
not-
not social.
Does not promote
No.
social distancing.
And then you want the people who work there and probably don't make great money to buy their own cleaning supplies to clean these?
Yeah.
Screw
You're
you.
Out of your mind.
You know they're not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You're creating mini petri dishes
Yes.
all over the goddamn country.
Oh my God.
So let me start at the beginning. Like many businesses, we are taking action to institute multiple social distancing practices in our stores, such as only allowing 10 customers in our store at any given time, canceling all gaming events, and midnight launch activities until further notice, disabling temporarily all interactive gaming stations in our stores. Okay, that's good. Introducing in-store line management practices that creates a 1 meter parameter between customers in checkout lines, and encouraging customers to leverage our online e-commerce capabilities and direct deliveries to their homes from our warehouses or stores. Some of the things that they're putting into place seem incredibly unrealistic.
Yeah.
You're firstly only allowing 10 customers in your store. I agree with that, but I've been to your stores.
They're not that big.
They're not that big. Firstly, and which is a problem. Even though you have 10 people in there, it's not a big store,
No.
so that still might be too many people. But I've been to your stores. The people who work for those stores are not the most aware people.
No.
So,
they're not.
So you're going to tell me that you're going to have an extra person counting every individual in the store.
No.
You're not. So that's horseshit. That's not going to happen. You created a 1 meter parameter between customers. With what? Again, how are you managing that?
They're saying that people should keep a 6-foot distance.
Which is understandable.
But those stores are not big enough for 10 people to have a 6-foot parameter around them in those stores.
No, not at all. Not at all. It should be 10 people plus the 3
They're
fucking
saying
people who
1
work
meter.
there. Yeah,
That's
1 meter.
3 feet.
That's 3 feet, which isn't enough.
No.
You need 2 meters, technically.
Those don't seem like very good precautions.
No, they sound like the bare minimum lazy precautions that you could take as a company.
But I think the biggest concern I have is you're expecting hourly people who probably make minimum wage to buy cleaning supplies for your store.
Oh yeah,
which is completely unacceptable, and clean, which these guys and gals are not going to do that. Maybe,
no.
Maybe some will because they,
I see it. Like, I don't see all of them not doing it. I do see some of them doing it because there are some people who, no matter how shitty their job is, there are some people who
go the extra mile.
The extra mile for their job because it's like I have to be here for 8 hours, or I have to be here for however long I have to be here for. I'm gonna do my job,
and
and that's just their personality.
Because I'm like that. My work ethic is I can't just do a crappy job just because I'm at a crappy job.
I would get in trouble a lot from when we used to work together because I kept going the extra mile and being told I shouldn't be doing that because that's not my job. Well, if I don't do it, no one's gonna fucking do it.
Yep.
And that's my personality. And I completely agree with you there. But I think the people who aren't gonna clean are gonna outweigh the people who do because in most cases, the people who go the extra mile are very.
They move on. They find something better.
Yeah. They go. This isn't working out for me. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yep.
And so it goes on. Obviously, there are many, many, many employees extremely frustrated and anxious about how undervalued they are being treated, said one GameStop employee. Who asked to remain anonymous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's been laid bare that the company values money more than its associates, and I have personally debated leaving over concerns around their core morals, as well as to protect myself and others by not participating in willingly spreading this epidemic, as well you should. GameStop has financially struggled in the transition from physical to digital, leading to open speculation began as to whether GameStop has been headed for bankruptcy, which was a rumor years ago that they were going to be closing down.
This is how I see GameStop. They're going to become as irrelevant as Radio Shack. They're going to become a Radio Shack. And unfortunately, I liked Radio Shack.
Radio Shack had a lot of good stuff.
I had a lot of weird stuff that you could go in there and you're like, oh, I didn't know they had that, but I could use that.
Right.
They had a lot of things like that. So
GameStop is more, oh, do you have this? No, we don't have that. Oh, but you do have it because it's right there.
or you go in there and you get attitude, especially if you're a woman, because apparently women don't game.
Yeah.
Hashtag you suck. Anyways.
It's one of the hashtags.
But the point is if they don't do something like E3 to change up things, they're going to become a company that goes out of business. They just are.
Yes.
I don't see them because they don't have a great reputation.
No.
Every geek I know that's worth their salt is not a fan of GameStop.
No.
And they're kind of a necessary evil, but they're becoming less of a necessary evil. You can buy your games online. Yeah. You can buy them digitally more and more.
Yeah. So in a memo released to employees this week, The company told its workers that if they themselves or someone they know became sick, even if they weren't absolutely sure it was coronavirus, they should stay home. It came with no clarification on how it would impact their sick days, but some employees told Vice Games they're currently being forced to use existing personal time off, vacation, or sick time, and there is no emergency pay being offered.
See, I think that forcing people to use their PTO is such a it shows where your value is.
Right.
This is a situation, this virus going around where people are out of work and worse is affecting people in the worst situations. These people who work in these GameStop stores are not salary people. They're not managers making all this money and can do, have all this salary time to take off.
Right.
They're hourly people with a finite amount of PTO. These people at GameStop are not only paid probably not great, but they're going to be exposed to other people and potentially exposing their family. So,
right.
And then on top of that, they're forcing them to buy their own cleaning supplies and they're taking their PTO.
Yeah.
GameStop is showing their employees right now, our game face is, we don't care about you.
Yeah.
We really don't care about you. They can say whatever the F they want in that memo, but their actions are speaking louder than their memo. Their memo is exactly what that guy said or that person said. They care about money more than they do their employees. 100%.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah. So by contrast, retailers like Hot Topic have voluntarily closed and will pay all employees. That's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the right way to... Especially if you're this huge company, pay your fucking people.
Yeah.
Because when this kind of blows over, you're not going to have anybody who's going to want to work for you, and you're going to have to close down your goddamn stores anyway.
They're either not going to work for you or they're going to do such a shitty job.
Right. They're going to cost you money.
It's going to cost you money.
Because you're going to continue to pay these people to do a shit job. So the memo continued on to say, your district manager is empowered to request an associate stay home and work remotely if applicable until symptoms are subsided, reads the memo, and that they be cleared by a healthcare provider/doctor before returning to work. The company recommends they not report to work for 14 days. Because GameStop is still open nationwide, however, it means people are frequently coming and going in the store. Though video game releases have been a little quiet so far in 2020, March is a big month, with both Animal Crossing New Horizons and Doom Eternal set to launch on Friday, March 20th.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They said that they could work from home or remotely if applicable. What GameStop employee can work from home? There's no applicable there. You're saying words that mean nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So an employee Vice Games spoke to said people were coming in to switch their orders from physical to digital, but that still involved employees interacting with people. The problem is that GameStop's promise of proper cleaning supplies hasn't materialized.
Yeah.
Recently, stores were informed that a cleaning supplies package would be provided to include hand sanitizer, among other items, read a memo sent this morning. Unfortunately, the source from which GameStop was prepared to purchase these supplies was ultimately unable to fulfill the order, and stores should not expect to receive a shipment of hand sanitizer solution for several weeks. Instead, all stores will be receiving an additional supply of hand soap. What? Okay.
So, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So I guess that's good for the employees, but what about the customers?
Exactly. You've got people who don't prepare for this stuff.
Yeah.
There's very few people that even have a backup for their home.
Right.
We're one of those people because Lou always has to buy one ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is smart.
We always have a backup of something.
Yeah, which is a good idea.
But most people can't afford that. Most people don't plan for that. Because they're in the mindset that everything's going to be open. This company didn't plan for that. Most companies didn't, so I don't really fault them for that.
Right.
But...
Well, I mean, you should have done a better job of... I mean, the fact that you couldn't get cleaning supplies is not my problem.
No, it's not their problem, but the fact that a supplier didn't have the demand that they needed because there's so much demand is really not their fault. But they should have found an alternative.
Yeah. Right.
They should have found something. There's something you can do.
Yeah. There is more than one company that's providing hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
You went to one company, they were out, they don't have any more. I guess we can't get any. Fucking keep looking.
Then you need to. Then what you do is you get your district managers together and you tell them this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to every dollar store, every store. You're going to buy whatever you can. And you're going to take it to each one of your stores.
Order that shit from Amazon.
Amazon's backed up, though. These companies we live in a we live in a world that is where we are right now. Maybe you're not prepared for a pandemic, but you need to have alternative sources for your resources than what you have, and provide your employees with the proper tools to do their job. Especially if you're expecting them to clean the store, you can't expect them to buy the stuff themselves, or at least give them the money to go search locally for it. Maybe they have a better opportunity of finding it locally.
So apparently employees were recommended to purchase any necessary cleaning supplies from local businesses with an assurance that GameStop would cover the costs. It did not include recommendations on what employees should do if they could not procure these supplies.
Yeah, because they don't make enough money to buy it.
Or the local stores are probably already sold out.
Sold out, but also the thing is a lot of these people live paycheck to paycheck. So if they buy these supplies and maybe they're not paying their electricity, how quickly is GameStop going to reimburse them?
That's also, that's another major question, is that, okay, you're going to reimburse me when?
When? And maybe they said in the memo it'll be on your next paycheck or something, and that's just not divulged in this information.
Maybe it is.
But I would be very skeptical.
But even then, it's like, okay, so you're going to pay me back. That's in my paycheck. That's going to get taxed.
Yeah.
So you're not really paying me back.
Yeah.
Like, screw you. No.
Yeah. Buy this yourself.
Yeah, you're not really paying me back. So no stores in my area have received cleaning supplies or hand sanitizers, said one employee. On 2 different conference calls, we were told we had to think about the longevity of the business, and that GameStop would have to close stores permanently if we closed for health reasons. So they've basically guilted us into working, or we will lose our jobs anyway.
Wow.
Give me a fucking break.
Wow.
Like, you gotta be shitting.
That is such a mom guilt trip.
You can't fearmonger your employees.
They did. They totally did.
Like, you can't do that.
Wow. That's shitty.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God.
That they would even say that to their employee on a conference call.
Think about the business? No, fuck you. I'm not thinking about the business.
You're not thinking about me.
Wow.
Your employee. Who is your business?
Wow, that is really crappy, right?
That is insane. That is absolutely insane.
Man,
Jesus.
wow, yeah.
One memo advises employees to clean high traffic areas twice daily, including door handles and the store's cash counter. It also recommends they wash their hands frequently and utilize hand sanitizer when able. They don't have hand sanitizer, so they can't.
Most places that are going to have a ton of it is hospitals, and they need it.
And they absolutely need it.
Yeah.
So again, employees have to buy these products on their own. Cleaning supplies to clean the register, to clean the doorknobs, to clean the go at like screw. Oh my God, what? Currently, GameStop is advising that employees turn off their interactive gaming stations where customers can play games. Good.
Okay, that's smart.
However,
that's logical.
Yeah. However, because there's always a however with GameStop, if companies like Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony have bought space in the store, that setup must remain working because it's paid for. Okay, those are the only setups you have in your GameStop.
What other setup would you have?
Yeah, you only have PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo setups. There isn't any other setups in your GameStop. So what the fuck are you talking about?
This is just like, if applicable. That's just saying words that means nothing.
Exactly. That entire sentence is just like, so then don't do anything? Because that last paragraph isn't, I'm going to use their word, isn't applicable to the situation.
And technically, they would have to clean that.
Oh yeah, that's one of those things they have to clean it. Yeah.
Like if somebody's playing after they play, before somebody else can play, they would have to
clean it. They have to clean it, yeah. And that's if they're paying attention.
Yeah, which they're not going to.
Which a lot of the times, like I've said, I've been to GameStops, and they're not the most
aware.
Thank you.
GameStop, you're going to be the Walking Dead.
Oh my God, yeah.
You're going to bring on the Walking Dead.
The memo states some stores have turned off all stations, paid and not paid, and that's against policy. The memo instructs employees to put paid interactive stations they removed back and to clean them regularly.
With what?
Yeah, with the cleaning size that they have to pay. That they have to buy themselves.
Oh my God.
Because the company can't get them. So, sorry, Heidi, you have to buy your own cleaning supplies to clean the thing that was paid for. So, you're going to put that back up.
That is.
So, as with our highly trafficked areas in your stores, these surfaces must be wiped down regularly with disinfectant wipes, the memo reads. If you can get the wipes, presumably.
Which, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck getting those goddamn wipes. One of the more important recommendations being made to society at large at the moment is what's called social distancing, with people, infected or not, staying away from one another. The CDC recommends people should be at a minimum 6 feet from one another. Minimum. And do you remember what the distance was in that memo
1 meter.
earlier? 1 meter, which is 3 feet. Half the fucking distance.
Yeah.
So GameStop isn't even
Following the
following Center for Disease Control. And their recommendation, which, I'm sorry, if they told me I needed to stay 2 miles away from somebody, I would stay 2 miles away from somebody.
Well, here's the thing. GameStop's going to say, well, it's recommended. It's not mandated. And
Oh, yeah.
their stores aren't big enough to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And they're also just, we're only allowing 10 people in at a time. You work in a closet.
Yeah. You work in a closet.
10 people in a closet
and you're bringing in
is
10
still...
people with at least one potentially having...
And that's 10 customers,
Yeah.
not counting the 3 or 4 people that work there.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if you've been there, but those counters do not have a 6-foot distance away from each other.
No.
Or away from the customer. So, sorry. And sometimes you get customers who get a little too close and got to breathe on everything.
Yeah.
Fucking back up, lady.
Personal space.
Personal space. Knock it off, Brenda. One of the... if you've been to a GameStop store before, however, you know most of them are small and cramped. Yeah, a fucking closet, which
Yep.
I just said.
Yep.
It would be tough to be more than 6 feet from someone, and with a busy week for games, that means GameStop suddenly becomes a place where people are hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. In the memo sent this morning, the company said it was best to avoid situations where large numbers of guests, 10 or more, are gathered indoors or standing in a line, but without recommendations on how employees should actively enforce this.
They just
Oh
really...
my God. Hours later, however, 2 employees showed Vice Games a company flyer enforcing a social distancing policy of only allowing 10 people in the store, including store personnel. Okay, all right, including store personnel. So that's good.
Okay.
Okay. Please come in unless otherwise directed by an associate, reads the flyer. So that's what the flyer says? Please come in unless otherwise?
So what, do they have a doorman at the GameStop?
No, I guarantee they don't. And I guarantee you no one's going to be waiting out the door counting how many people are in there. They're just going to fucking walk right in.
Mm-hmm.
And the second you go in a situation like that, if you were to just walk into a store and you're the 11th person in there and a employee says, "I'm sorry, sir or madam, we have the max amount of people in there. You're going to have to either wait outside or come back later." A normal person would go, "Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, no problem. I'll be back in like an hour."
Yeah,
or
that's not
whatever
going to happen in New England.
That's not going to happen in a lot of fucking places.
But especially, like, come on.
You know, especially in New England. But especially around this area, you're gonna get a lot of fuck you then. What the fuck? You don't want my company, you don't want my money? This place sucks. Go fuck yourselves.
Yep.
It's like, dude, listen, Rick Grimes, do you want The Walking Dead to happen? Because this is how you get The Walking Dead to happen. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? You're coming in, and I guarantee you're coming in here just to look.
Yeah, you might not even be buying
Yeah.
anything.
You walk in, the first thing I'm gonna say is, "Are you buying or looking?" I was looking. Amazon. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, especially.
Sorry, bro. Unless you're buying, don't come into the store.
And if they have their kids,
Yeah.
but you know kids are little petri dishes.
Yes.
They're, yeah, this...
I have a 5-year-old. I know.
I know. This is just all bad, really.
This really is. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're gonna go to a store, if you're dumb enough to go, like, and I speak for myself in this situation because I went to a Barnes and Noble and there were like 3 people in there, but there were also a couple of little kids running around, and I was like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. They touch everything.
They touch fucking everything. I mean, I was touching something on the top of a shelf, so I'm like, I know that kid didn't touch this, but it's still,
Yeah.
they're breathing germs everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But in a situation of, if I'm going to go to a store, I am not bringing my kid.
No.
I will not bring my kid.
No.
He is staying home.
Because that's
That's
smart.
how you have to do it.
That's the smart thing.
Because you don't want your child to get sick. You don't want anybody to get sick.
No, but you don't want your child to get sick because that not only affects you and your livelihood, because then you have to stay home with your child.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
But sometimes these symptoms don't show up right away.
Right.
And you don't know who else is getting infected.
Another kid gets sick whose health isn't as strong as your
maybe
kid's
has
health.
maybe has asthma.
Yeah, and so they have a potential of, God forbid, dying because you were the type of parent who said, it was just a cough.
Yeah, I think people need to be really careful. I think people
especially
need to not
now.
act like the cough is the Black Plague, but they also need to act like,
No, yes.
okay,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
coughing.
He's
or
coughing.
She's coughing.
Look into it.
Yeah, let me look at the symptoms on the CDC website. Don't go to
Yes.
don't
Do not
Facebook this shit.
or don't WebMD it because if
It's
you
always
WebMD,
cancer.
I was going to say, if you WebMD, that cough is cancer related.
Everything's cancer.
Okay, I've never heard of a cough being cancer related. What's going on?
But also,
Well, that's
there's a
cause of
lot of
cancer.
misinformation being spread, and it's
Oh,
a lot of
100%.
times. I mean, Facebook is notorious for that. Let's not even go
Oh
into
my
what Russia
God,
did
yeah.
during the election. But go to the sources that you know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Go to the CDC.
CDC website, please.
Talk to your doctor. Your doctor, as long as your doctor's not a wackadoo that, everything needs to be medicated. My doctor's very
Right.
logical
Yeah.
about things.
Go to a professional you
Trust.
Thank you. Yes, a professional you trust.
Don't go to social media
No.
because that's garbage.
If you're going to go to any website to find out what you need to do, CDC website.
Yeah.
That is the only website you should be checking for symptoms, how to treat the shit, whatever the hell.
And also check your state and local websites because they'll tell you if they're, because we just learned, well, Lou knew a day before, I think, somebody in Freetown.
It's because he's jacked in.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's jacked into the Matrix.
He's jacked in the Matrix. He knew before they typed it in.
But somebody in Freetown has it.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody who's in Freetown.
Contracted it.
Yeah, they are quarantined. They have been quarantined for a
Okay,
couple weeks
that's
now.
good. Okay, that's good.
But that's
Still, though,
in my home. That's my town.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you need to check your websites and things like that just to see.
Yeah, your local website.
Your
yeah,
local
that's true,
websites
yeah.
to see.
Your local government website.
Also, they'll tell you about closings that are happening, store closings, so you can prepare for that.
Yeah.
You know, if you know that your local grocery store that you go to is going to be closing its shop for X amount of days, for some stores and some businesses are having cleaners come in and clean them, disinfect everything.
That's a great. I feel like every single store should do that.
But if you know your store or a vital place that you go, maybe a place that does your dialysis or something like that, if you look and you find out that they're going to be closed for any amount of time, prepare. Please prepare for these things because that's what's going to get us through this. Not hoarding, preparing.
Yes, and there is a difference.
And you need to be smart about it.
Yes.
Look at what you use. For instance, Lou going, I should probably order some extra, dog and cat food. Finding out it's going to take 5 to 7 days to get here instead of 2, we could have ran out.
Right, yeah.
So
that could have been really bad.
Yeah, so it's good that he's getting ahead of that.
Right, yes.
Stay ahead of things, prepare.
Yeah.
Leave your kids at home if you're going to the grocery store.
If you're going anywhere.
Yeah, if you're going
leave
anywhere.
your kids at home.
Leave your kids at home.
They don't need to be with you.
I saw a thing on the news.
Or just don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Stay home.
If you can, stay home. Definitely stay home. And even if you're staying home, clean, disinfect, wipe things
keep
down.
yourself clean.
Keep yourself
Wash
clean.
your hands after you use the bathroom.
If you have somebody deliver something to your house and
get
you
in
have
that
any,
hazmat suit, visit them outside.
If you have any,
delouse them.
Yeah,
with
whatever you gotta do. No, just
put them in that room that cleans them, the clean room, and then collect your pizza, and then
have a softwood what is it called, silkwood shower.
There you go.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
But I think people just need to prepare.
Absolutely.
They need to be smart about things and think about what are vital things that I'm going to need for my family.
Yeah.
I need to find out what these companies or what these businesses are doing so I can plan accordingly.
Yeah.
If you plan accordingly, then you're going to be smart about things and you're not going to be hoarding hundreds of rolls of toilet paper and bleach and disinfectants in the house in a bunker like a crazy person. We're going to survive this. I know, unfortunately, some people won't, but be smart about it. What GameStop is doing is not smart business.
No, not at all.
It shows that they only care about money. They don't care about their employees at all.
No.
They've said a bunch of bullcrap that's just words that means nothing.
And their safety precautions are
ridiculous.
Not even bare minimum. They're below bare minimum.
They're not feasible.
No.
Hourly employees who live paycheck to paycheck are not going to go buy cleaning supplies to clean a store that, as a company, you should be providing those cleaning supplies with the hopes that you pay them in time that they can pay their electric bill.
Having your employees enforce a 10-person minimum in your store
how are they going to do
is
that?
not feasible. Having your employees enforce a 1 meter, which is half the distance people should be at, according to the CDC, but GameStop thinks it's fine that 1 meter is enough, which is 3 feet.
They're in the business of disease control.
Yeah, the GDC, the GameStop disease control, apparently. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think they are among a lot of companies that are going to be showing their true colors.
Yeah, yeah, and that is why they are the ass hat of the week.
We gotta get a sound effect for we've got
Then find one, Heidi.
in my spare time. Seriously,
Good point.
Tim, seriously.
All right, I'll look.
Thank you. I have to do the mom or sister guilt thing.
Ugh, I'll look. Fine. Jeez.
All right. Well, now that we've doom and gloomed you with the
Yeah.
apocalypse, to find more information about our podcast,
After you're done looking at that CDC website, go to these places.
you can go to our website at www.geek-lish. You can find us on Facebook at geek-lish and Twitter at geek_lish. And, of course, you can find all our episodes on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Blueberry, YouTube, and Pandora.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm getting very professional about that.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
Clearly not the word.
Twitter. Get on Twitter.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to our podcast. We'll catch you next time.
Yep, stay nerdy out there and stay clean. Stay healthy.
Yeah, please, 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 please.
And just stay home.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Do what introverts do. Stay home.
Stay home. All right.
Play Animal Crossing. Read Ready Player One.
Listen to Gunship.
Listen to Gunship and just
Zone
self-quarantine.
Self-quarantine. Zone out until the apocalypse is over.
Watch Outbreak.
Oh, God. Don't do that. Don't do that. Then you'll be the ones hoarding toilet paper. All right.
I can't be Outbreak. We can't do Outbreak.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Check you out next time. Bye.
Bye.